Top 5 Most Possessive Zodiac Signs, according to Astrology. Are you aware of your possessiveness toward your partner? The solution may be found in your zodiac personality features. It can seem fantastic at first to be in a relationship with someone who is possessive. However, as time passes, the possessiveness will grow stronger, and you may feel suffocated. While jealousy and possessiveness aren't the same thing, they certainly have a lot in common. If you have a jealous tendency, you could not trust your spouse and strive to keep them close to you as if they were a possession. You want to avoid sentiments of envy or competition when you're possessive. People that are possessive are bad at sharing and may feel threatened if they are compelled to do so. When we become overly attached to objects, it can have a negative impact on how we live our lives. Possessiveness can be powerful and passionate in its own right. However, being so controlled by someone else that you're frightened to make your own decisions is unhealthy. The most possessive zodiac signs, according to astrology, have a hard time not being in control in their relationships. 1. Taurus. Taurus is the most possessive partner. Taurus people value stability and confidence in their lives, and their relationships are no exception. A Taurus would instantly resort to their possessive natures if they detect any flaws in their relationship dynamic. They'll lavish love and devotion on their lover and pals until they feel more secure. If nothing changes, this stubborn zodiac sign will try to wear you down physically and mentally with possessive behavior. Taurus, your possessiveness stems from a desire to feel safe, thus you can be highly territorial when it comes to having a companion. As a child, it's easy to image you saying, "That's mine." You anticipate complete commitment and faithfulness from a partner since you consider them a member of your family. Your possessiveness isn't limited to individuals, it also extends to your possessions, particularly high-end ones. Taurus, you lust after gorgeous and opulent objects and are generally hesitant to let others borrow or touch them. You can develop strong attachments to your possessions. 2. Scorpio. Scorpios' curiosity makes them controlling. Scorpios are passionate people who are willing to give everything to their partners as long as they are treated the same way. This cunning zodiac sign will stop at nothing to ensure that they stay the object of their partner's fantasies if there is even a sliver of uncertainty. When Scorpios become possessive, anything goes, with complete seclusion and confinement as a possible, last resort. Because you are afraid of being abandoned and deceived, Scorpio, you are suspicious and jealous. As a result, you prefer to keep your spouse under your control. They may feel emotionally suffocated by your possessiveness, but you're not doing it to make them unhappy, you're doing it to make yourself feel better. It's funny because you treasure independence, and that's something that attracts you to someone, and yet, you intentionally try to take it away from your partner when your possessiveness flares up. When it comes to your career, Scorpio, you're on a serious mission. You pour yourself into work with the same smoldering intensity that you bring. 3. Leo. Leo can be very dominant in love. When it comes to most people, Leos can be rather distant, but it's a different story when it comes to those close to them. If a Leo cares deeply for someone, they'll give them their complete attention and love until they're satisfied with the link they've formed. Leos, as a prideful sign, believe that their continual presence should suffice to dispel any doubts you may have. Leos are notorious for giving the idea that they are willing to compromise in their relationships. You want everyone to know exactly what you own, Leo. You appreciate beautiful things and people, and you want to be admired for them. You don't consider yourself very possessive, rather, you consider yourself grateful for what you have. You want to be the person who is one-of-a-kind objects, and you want to be able to brag about your acquisitions. Somehow, you manage to make being a show-off charming. You bring fiery intensity to everything you do, including work. When you believe in what you are doing, there's no stopping you, Leo. 4. Cancer. Cancer's sensitivity makes them toxic. While Cancers do not try to establish dominance over those around them in the same manner that other signs do, this water sign is more than capable of being possessive. Cancer, being one of the zodiac signs with the most insecurity, demands constant reassurance and support in partnerships. If they feel neglected, they'll begin testing their partner to see how much they love them. They maintain a careful eye on everything they do and lavish attention on them, remaining close enough to prevent their spouse from becoming distracted. Cancer, you're well aware that you might be clinging, and you attempt to convince yourself that it's because you care. Your motivations might be good, but you're still possessive. You just hang on so tightly that sometimes the people in your life can't breathe. You need to release your grip and realize that they're not going to leave you. If they do, you'll see, eventually, that it was for the best. If you make them feel stifled and suffocated, they'll only end up resenting you. 5. Aries. Aries natives are totally overzealous in love. Whatever Aries accomplishes, they do it with zeal, bravery, and vigor. In partnerships, this translates to a lot of love and self-sacrifice, but this fire sign can't always see the difference between adoration and possession. Jumping right in isn't always the best approach, especially in young relationships, because your initial obsession with your spouse might become more oppressive than endearing. Aries has a tendency to act unconcerned, yet they are well aware that love does not function that way. When in love, Aries, like everyone else, can't stop thinking about why they liked his or her Instagram image, who they were chatting to late at night, and why their clothing smelled different. When Aries is in love, they want all of your attention, and if you don't give it to them, they'll find other methods to acquire it. And these methods can range from something as exciting as a stripping session to something as heinous as blackmailing your opposite gender acquaintance.